So the return of TJ Dillashaw is getting closer and closer. He's been out of the game for about 2 years now, and I think in January of 2021 he'll return. I've been following him on social media. He's looking yoked, looking good, but how is he going to compete with 2 years out of the sport and with this whole new bantamweight division we got going on right now? That's the question that we're going to try to answer in today's video, so get ready. So first things first, who should TJ Dillashaw fight? This is the question. Now, I think Dana actually told him he was going to get an immediate title match when he came back, but since then, so much has happened with the division that I just don't really see that happening. We had Cejudo kind of take over. He fought Marlon Moraes, beat him. He then, retired. Then we have Peter Yan as the current champion. And I just don't see Peter Yan versus TJ Dillashaw happening right away. I think they're probably going to give him one fight. And then if he wins that, then probably give him a title fight. But that's just the way I see it. But it'll be interesting to see how he stacks up against Peter Yan if he has to fight him, because that's just a whole new dog in this division. I feel like there's a couple people in this division who are just way better than they were when TJ left. So we'll have to see. And I mean, there's a lot of really good matchups out there. You got Corey Sandhagen, who's coming off of a loss. TJ's coming off of a loss against Cejudo, so that one makes sense. Aljo's going to be fighting Peter Yan, so he could maybe get the loser of that fight. Jose Aldo's coming off a loss. He can fight him. He can fight Dominic again, maybe. There's just a lot of guys in that division he can fight right now. But the fight I really want to see for TJ's return is Marlon Moraes. This is a guy who's literally ranked #1 in the bantamweight division. No one's talking about him in terms of a title fight, even though he beat Jose Aldo, who got a title fight. And I know a lot of people had Jose winning that, but regardless, on paper, Marlon won that fight. Like, the judges gave it to him. So you have to trust that to an extent. I feel like Marlon's just being kind of completely overlooked in that division right now, and he's just 1 or 2 fights away from getting that title fight again. But he was really close to being a champ. He was piecing up Henry Cejudo in their fight, and I think a fight between Marlon and TJ would be absolutely nuts, and it would be the fight where it's kind of like the #1 contender fight. Who's going to fight for the belt next? Just the striking of Marlon Moraes and the power he has versus the really intricate striking of TJ Dillashaw, I think would make for just a really, really fun fight. Who would win? I don't really know. I think I'd have to lean Marlon at this point just because TJ's been out of the sport for 2 years. But I think that's the fight to make. What do you guys think? Like, let me know below. I'm curious. But let's get into some more stuff, because we got Cody Garbrandt, who's going down to 125. He probably won't stay there. I'm thinking he'll come back to 135 and want to be a super champ again if he can get the win over Figueiredo. We'll have to see. But I think Cody Garbrandt, as an athlete, is going to want that TJ Dillashaw rematch. They fought twice. TJ won both times, but I feel like they're still close to each other. I don't think TJ's all that much better than him. I mean, Cody did crack TJ and almost finish him in the first fight, but TJ got saved by the bell. And I think it's just going to be one of those things that Garbrandt can say in his own head. He was using EPO. Now, was he actually using EPO for those fights? We don't know, and we will never know. TJ claims that he only did it for the Cejudo 125 fight. But it's something that I'm sure is in Cody's head. But it's definitely a fight that I would have interest in. I don't know about you guys. I mean, we have seen it twice already, but it could be a different outcome if maybe TJ was using it, or even just the fact that he's been away from the sport for 2 years. But yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited for TJ Dillashaw's return. Hopefully he stays clean as an athlete. I was really disappointed when I heard about him, taking EPO the first time. Hopefully he can stay clean. And even if he fought someone like Pedro Munoz, they would put on a great fight. Pedro was just coming off a split decision loss to Frankie Edgar. Frankie Edgar's another name that TJ could fight, but there's just a lot of dogs in that 135 division right now, and TJ's just going to get thrown in, and he's going to sink or he's going to swim, and we're going to see very soon, early next year. Get ready for it, everybody.